Hi, how you doing? I don't understand anything you just wrote in the chat, so um, just want to let you know. But thank you for coming through, and giving a review. uh, Lil Pete, brand new Jeep. Okay, no problem. Good night. Hey, T. Sherelle. You see the trolls are trolling already. How you doing tonight? You know it's our regular old night. Hey, Matthew. My day was good. I can't complain about anything. It was a regular day. Hey, I don't know who that is calling me auntie, but hey. Okay, so y'all know we come on here, and all the time that I come on here, I don't be having no clue about what we gonna talk about. We just go with the flow, let it flow, and it seemed to work out for us over here. So, um, how was y'all day? What was y'all day about? Let me see what y'all got to say, and then we'll go from there. Why you laughing? Cause I said, I ain't know who you is. Somebody calling me auntie. I don't know who it is. I am somebody's auntie, but I don't know. Is you auntie? Is you nasty sometimes? Yeah. Oh, you found out you got a daughter coming and you scared. Um. Wow. Hold on just a minute. Let me get rid of some of these trolls that's scrolling through here right now. Hey to everybody that's coming through. You're looking very, very beautiful. May God bless you, beautiful. Thank you, Anthony. Um, for the night. What makes you scared that, well, to be honest with you, whether you have a daughter or a son coming into this world this day, um, is a scary situation, I think. Point blank, period. Not saying that you should not have one or whatever, but the way this world is going today, all of it should be scary. It's scary raising kids in this day and age, point blank, period. But all of them take a lot of work and a lot of keeping your eyes on them and everything. Don't be scared. Be prayerful. You say Trump gonna fix that. How he gonna fix it? No more. They ate them all. Wow. Yeah, it's I wouldn't tell you. I just wouldn't say be scared of it. Be prayerful before they even get here. Before they get here, you got to prepare before they even get here. Period. But Let me see what I've got. Cause see, you talking to I've raised 14 children. So, um, and you know, you on one. 14 came with a whole lot of work. Um, School, there's fairly good chance they'll come home identifying as a flipping cat. Unfortunately, forever, I got some family members that work in the school system, and what you saying is not far fetched because my family members have stories of you have to respect that if a kid come to school and they want to be a cat or a dog on that day, you have to respect that. um so yeah, what you said, I don't see you being that far off. You're right. Public school is scary. What are the ages of your children? From 34 down to 5. See, that's some of the stuff I'm scared of. What they trying to teach the kids in school. Yeah, we all should be scared. And I'll say to that, like if you're gonna have one too, you have options. You don't necessarily have to go that route. That's what I was gonna say, T Sherelle. Homeschool. Homeschool is actually something I'm thinking about right now as we speak. It's I've done it before and it's not the easiest thing ever. Um you have to have some patience, and stuff like that. And it's not for everybody. But man, what y'all said about that, I see what you're talking about. What they trying to teach the kids in school. Absolutely. I ain't smart enough to homeschool. I ain't got no money for private school, so I'll have to teach the best and I can and pray for the rest. Um, Let me tell you, doing homeschool before is when you think about it, you're starting at it ain't like you going right into raising, you ain't going right into teaching no high school or anything like that. Remember, you starting low and you going up with them. So as they going up, you going up along with them. I know that they will give you a curriculum, which is how I did it. They'll give you a curriculum of what they supposed to know at this age or whatever, and then it's up to you to set it up how you want to set it up from home. And I know that ain't homeschooling ain't meant for everybody, but if you thinking along those ways, not only pray over your kid, but start praying over your own self too before it even get here. That's what I say to you, because I'm just telling you, this world so ever changing. Everything about it is just like ain't no words for it. It just is. Everything is what it is. None of this stuff was like this when I was coming up in the school system and everything. At least if it was there, because they say there's nothing new under the sun. It was happening, but it wasn't. I think we more aware of the things that's happening because it's of social media, the news getting out there and everything. So yes, the world is definitely excuse me, demonic. Absolutely. I've done it too. Yeah. There are online schools to help you. Yeah, and that was gonna be my next one. Thanks, T Sherelle. You right in there with this one, with this one right here. You got all the information. Yeah, you don't have to know all of this stuff. There is homeschool programs and everything that it actually have teachers. um when we were going through when COVID was coming through, the kids did homeschooling. Um and they had live teachers on there and everything. And you still have foolishness with that too, because you kids didn't believe in dressing up. They was on there with inappropriate pajamas and all of that stuff on there. So I mean, anywhere you go at, it's always going to be something that doesn't make sense. So, like these folks that be coming in here just doing this craziness, yeah, the social service come down on you like a ton of bricks for homeschooling. Yeah, they can, but then too, keep your eye on the prize when that situation, because let me tell you, I've been through a whole bunch of stuff like that right there, when because there's gonna be tons of people in the world that don't believe in raising your kids the way you raised them, but they was given to you for a reason, and you just have to take that, put your boots on, and scrap up and go ahead and go for what it is that you know, um and do what you think is best for you and your kid. um Sorry about that, y'all. I had to jump up right quick. But you have to do what is best for you and yours. They were teaching this foolishness in my era. I was born in 71. I was born in 76. But for me, um, I didn't really see a lot of what they got going on back in that time. I just didn't. Maybe I didn't see all of the stuff that was going on back in that time, but a lot of stuff was happening to me. So it's definitely just demonic all the way around. Live teachers, that makes a change from the norm. Yeah, they had live teachers where like you can talk to the teachers and they was answering questions, and even if you needed to step into the camera and ask the teacher a question or something like that, we was able to do that. That was happening here in Florida. And two, Florida has some of the craziest things that was going on, because at the beginning of last year, we even had a law here that they could start your kids on uh hormones without having your permission from third grade on up, until though some of those changes was made. They sent the paperwork home and everything, and I'm just like, I ain't signing my name. Anything that the school sent home that I don't feel like signing, I don't sign it. And if I do sign it, I sign it with stipulations. Even they send home the paperwork where they say that they have a zero, here in Florida we have a zero tolerance, where basically like they don't want your kid to defend themselves or whatever. Like if somebody come and hit them or something like that, that they should just like stand there and just like, or run away from the situation. When it come down to that paper right there, I sign the paper, and right next to it I write me a little old small note. This part right here I don't agree to, because if such and such happened, then this is what gonna happen to such and such if such and such do this right here. So I be making up my own stipulation and everything. And anytime they pull that paperwork out and say, well, you signed this right here, now you better look at my paper a little bit better, because I put some stipulations on mine. Some public schools offer online school. I think it might be an agenda they might be pushing. Yeah, and even though they doing it, even if you doing homeschooling, you still have to watch. You have to watch all of that. You have to listen to what they saying. You just have to be vigilant. Point blank, period. Yeah, I got a lot to deal with. Me and her mama ain't work out. Ooh, but we trying to work together for her sake. The Lord will provide. Yeah, do the best that you know how to do, and try and stay like, I wouldn't tell you, um hopefully she does not try and make it hard for you, because I know from experience that a kid needs both parents, not one or the other more than the other. They need both of them. It's a reason why the two have to come together to make it, because there's something that kid needs from both sides. Um and yeah, I just hope she don't give you no headaches. Whatever it is that you got to do, and see, because I have sons too. I hate to see that thing is where they say do every and anything that you got to do. I mean, cuz You know, even though I'm a woman, I know there's some vicious ones out here, and I done seen them in action before, and literally want a man to be groveling on the ground for them to be able to see their kids and stuff. And I'm not for none of that. So, hopefully, it all works out. That's why I say before it even happened, go ahead and work it out. Um, I meant to say they were not teaching it in my area. Oh, okay then. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember any of that. Do you listen to Project Pat Love Your Goal? I used to listen to Project Pat back in the days, but I don't know that. Good morning. Good morning to you too. Um, in my era back in the 70s, we had prayer in school every day. Yeah, you know they got rid of that quick. Very quick. Yes. Quickly. Prayers need to come back. I just started with my own self is pray with my own kids before they go to school is what I thought was the best solution or whatever, because these kids is facing some very different things than that I feel like than what we were facing back in the days. Yeah, absolutely. Forever they need both. There is something that they need from both. I could tell you, as a girl growing up, I always say this. My daddy was financially supportive. If my life was based on me being good, if my daddy provided financially, I would be an amazing woman. Not that I'm not amazing, but I'm saying if that's all it depended on. Me not having no relationship or anything like that with my daddy. Mm-mm. And I can say that as a grown woman is like, and still, if you act out of that's all you got to give is financial. That's all your kid will ever look to you for. I never looked at my dad like a financial thing, especially when I got older. But since that was all that he did when I was growing up, that's more what he leaned on, and he thought that I was really excited about money, and I was not. Um, so, but no, I feel like they need both of them as they going up. Co-parenting is possible if both parents can be mature. Absolutely, they both need to be mature. And oh, let me just say this right here. And some people may not agree with it, but if you're not married to the person who you made a baby with, even though you know the kid is yours, I would say, especially if you're dealing with somebody that ain't too stable, don't be afraid to get a blood test and then go through the courts. No, you don't want to go through the courts, but if you go through the courts, then you don't have to deal with nobody telling you when and when you cannot see your kids. Go ahead and set it up and have a conversation with the other person. Is that's what you want to do, so it's not a surprise that this is what I want to do, and it's to cover and protect both of you if you looking at it in that way. So it's already set up. Now you already got this situation set up, right? And just say everything is going great between you two, y'all co-parenting like it is. You then y'all trade the baby up and y'all spend time with the baby the way that you want to. But say something goes awry and then y'all get into it or whatever. You ain't got to worry about, well, such and such ain't gonna let me see such and such, because you already have something set up. Just in case, because this is, you don't know how this is going to go. So I would also advise that, I'm for the both of them. They need both. um you are so brave, sis. Trent. I don't know why. There's nothing trans about me. Nothing. I came into this world as a woman, and I am a woman. Thank you. My parents were never cool like Griselda and Chopper. Um, I don't know what that means. So, and if you get booted up out of here tonight, then, uh, and you want mean no harm, then I ain't sorry. Where it comes out is a yeah. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you and y'all for the advice. You're welcome. I'm glad you came through, and at least we can have the conversation. That's the kind of thing that we like to do over here. It's like you got a question or something you're gonna, and sometimes people don't get no answers. No, people don't get answers because they don't ask questions about situations like that. Especially you coming in and you asking a group of people that already been through that. You can get all kinds of advice. You don't only have to take my advice, or whatever, but you can get some of the answers that you need, especially when you face with those things, and have a little bit more knowledge of um you know a woman named Madeline Char got prayer. Oh yeah, I and then she Madeline and her whole family came up missing, didn't they? I think I seen that movie. You are the definition. Thanks, Joey. You look like Pearl. Who is Pearl? I had to ask outside the family and friend groups for sure. Folks too nosy. Yeah. Um, that's sometimes the best thing. Sometimes your family will tell you, they'll lead you the wrong way or whatever. But I'm telling you, communication, like right now, before the baby even gets here, these are the kinds of conversations and stuff that you should be having already. What are your fears and all of that good stuff? Set yourself up so you ain't got to deal with the headaches. Because I don't watch and seen a lot of guys go through um a lot of things before that didn't necessarily have to happen if it was just a little bit more communication with one another. And the fact of the matter is, especially if you ain't married or know nothing like that, you don't know what kind of deal you could be getting. If you don't, do you know what kind of family she was raised up in, what kind of dad she had, what kind of mom she had, because I'm telling you, all of that stuff plays into what it is that you about to get. All of that plays into it. um because some people grow up and do the same thing that their parents do, or some people know what my parents did was the wrong thing and I need to do the opposite of it, which is I grew up with a lot of those things. Things were did the wrong way or whatever. So then I had to tell myself I didn't like the way that felt for me. So I had to do something different when it comes down to my kids. Don't mean that I didn't implement some of those things or whatever, but as I implemented and I didn't like the way it made me feel some type of way. I had to change it. So, um, what state are you in? I'm in Florida. This is so true. You're talking. Hey, thanks, Robert. Welcome in. And we just like I come on here. Absolutely generational curses. Yes, excuse me. Absolutely. Those things come along and you see they just keep happening and happening, and that's why I'm saying to you, ask questions about what kind of life that she had. You have to know these people. I wish I knew all of this stuff back when I was coming up. But I didn't know anything about it. You have to know all of these things because you'll know just about what's going to happen in your kid's life, if you can have some of those. And if she was missing either one of those, woo woo, you might have a little bit of trouble, especially if she's not a listener. And that's not me saying that a woman causes all of the problems. There can be problems on both sides of the on both sides of the mountain. How does the moon? Oh, okay. All right. Uh, my dad showed me the right way for sure, and he's on me hard. But well, okay, for the night, I want to ask you, how is it? And I don't even know who you is. I've never seen you on my page ever before. How is it that I said something to you about a blood test and your daddy already saying that to you? How is that? So for you, that has to be like a confirmation of what. And look at here. Cause y'all older and y'all know. No, but I'm saying to you, if in your personal life, somebody's telling you that you see face to face every day, then you come on here and you don't say nothing about that. All you say to us is that you're getting ready to have a daughter and you're scared, right? And then you go somewhere else. You say you want to go outside of family because they too nosy. But then you come in here and talk to some other folks that don't know who you are, what you do, or know none of that. And you get the same advice that your daddy said to you. Let me tell you something. Don't be hard headed and not do what your daddy said. I know you are an adult, but your daddy giving you some good advice. Some good advice. I'm here to tell you. Study long, you study wrong. So go ahead and do it. I mean, and for her, it could come off offensive that you're asking for a blood test. But then if she knows that you was the only one that she was with, she don't got nothing to worry about. She'll be okay with, okay, let's make it do what it do. She won't have she And maybe she might be a little offended by it. It's according to who she is. Um, Stand your ground and be firm in what it is. Yeah, you can get a test before the baby is born. All right. Hey, Callie. Hey, Callie, Mama. I hope everything is going so well with you. I seen that you had said something the other day. But I went past it and then didn't go back and see it, so I don't know what video it was up under. But it's good to see you in here. um, get a life insurance policy that requires a blood test. Oh, okay, there go. Excuse me, gave you a different way to, get past that. Go with an insurance policy that requires a blood test. And voila, you can skip over that. Like, great advice. But I'm telling you, if you do that, then that it establishes paternity. You ain't got to be worrying about this, because I'm telling you, and I can only speak about it from like a woman's point of view because I've seen it. I've seen dads like use it in a bad way too, but I've been around more women than I have men. Slow healing when it comes to the hand surgery. Well, I hope it speed up, but and don't rush it, because you already knew that, Kelly, before you even you knew it was gonna be a little bit of a process, but be patient with it. Uh um I've seen women take kids and use them to like control the man, especially when the man no longer wants to be with that woman anymore, or he can't know who her new boo is, but she got to know who all of his new boos is and everything, and who they're gonna be. It's just so much foolishness. So I'm telling you, you establishing that can change a whole bunch of things. Don't ignore you got that confirmation now. And uh thank you, J Teach. I'm gonna get it. I ain't signing a thing till I know. And me and her talked about it already. She was offended, but is accepting to. Well, and it's good. And as long as you say it to her, it's not, because obviously you're not denying it, because You've already said, um, I'm getting ready to have a daughter and I'm scared. So it ain't like you ducking and dodging it. It's like you want it. If she can be offended, her offense will leave when she know the kind of stand up dad that you're about to be. And as long as she know how important it is for her daughter to have her daddy in her life, because other people may not believe it, but I believe the daddy is the one that put the stamp of approval on it. Yes, mama has those nurturing things, and absolutely those kids need mama because she is a nurturer. But I'm telling you, kids can get over on mama what they never can get past daddy. You know, daddy got those seeds, but also daddy stamped the approval, and he trumped every other man that's out there in the world. If you've shown her love, if you give your daughter a flower and everything, I said this the other night, if you give your daughter a flower every day, when a man come along and try to give your daughter a flower, she looks at him, thank you for the flowers, but nothing else happens because that don't mean nothing to her. My daddy been giving me flowers all of my life. It's when a daddy ain't showed up in these girls' life, you have them out here shaking their ass in the club and doing all of that kind of stuff. And y'all know over here, 1 minute I can be talking real calm, but when I get passionate about something, I'm gonna say it however I want to say it. So, just a warning to y'all. But you know, they start doing all kinds of things and stuff when they don't have daddy's approval. So just know, for the night, you are important. You are just as important in your daughter's life as her mama is. So do what it is that you need to. Um, Sergeant, if you don't like what's going on, no, you know what? Better yet, I'm gonna help you out so you can go on and find, some other ghetto stuff somewhere else. That easily. swap, swap the baby yourself and send it in. All stores have the test. But Callie, how we was before you came in, I can understand why you say it like that. But before you came in, what we was talking about is him not only not doing the paternity test, because he already believes that he is the baby's father because of the way he came in and he stated it, right? So right now he don't that's not a question. The thing what we were talking about is so that if you go through it that way, like visitation or something like that is already set up so that, and if you and mama is good, y'all can go about doing the thing whatever way you want to. But say something does not go well because they're not married, they not together, or whatever like that, then if she having a bad day and she want to flip the switch on him, she can flip the switch, but she can't take away him being able, um she can't take away him being able to see his kid or something like that. It will already be established, if you understand what I'm saying. Yes, I and um eminent, I've seen that happen too before. That's something true. um yeah, I've seen that happen a lot of times. He still right. If she does not, and I say I always speak like this. I think if you go back to, hey Mario, um if you go back to my first video, one of the my first videos when I came on to YouTube was about believe all women. And I don't believe that because I wouldn't tell somebody to believe everything that I said, because I've told a lie before. Um, so you can't believe everything that a woman said. And two, when I think about it, how can it be believe all women and you don't believe no men? We and us women giving birth to the men. It's just like it doesn't make any sense. So it's like it have to be a balance of whatever. But what I'm talking about is protect yourself right from the get go to get that blood test, because the the blood test establishes paternity right from the beginning, and go ahead and set it up. And I'm not saying you have to go by whatever visitation rights they give you. You don't have to go by that. Do y'all thing the way y'all want to. But I'm saying, if she happened to flip the switch on you, you already got something set up. She can't stop you from seeing your baby. You know you got your thing together already. If the baby is yours, make sure you sign the birth certificate. Right, right. If you already know, um, get it all done legally. Women be tripping when things are okay. See, now we got another woman in here that's telling you. Women be tripping. I done been around enough of them before to know they'll make you jump through hell and high water. Um, Using your kids. Mario, my channel is about life. Point blank period. My channel started off with I talk about a lot of things that I went through as a child and everything, but point blank period is just about it's just about my life. I do a lot of gardening and everything, but I have like deep conversations with I have a lot of child traumas and stuff like that. So um those are things that I mostly talk about and stuff over here. But when I come on at nighttime, it's just like a flowing conversation. We talk about whatever it is that we want to talk about when we come over here, if the conversation makes sense. So my boys make like 1,500 a week, and they literally take 900 out of every check, and his ex-wife sits in here all day on FB. See, that is absolutely crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Like, you know, I don't even know what to say to that right there. Okay. Or an acknowledgement of paternity. I just subscribes. Thank you. I'm going through some now. What you going through, Black? Yes, yes. My main thing is are to protect myself and be in my daughter's life. Y'all haven't sent up in here. Yeah, just don't sleep on it. You already done did the big part by telling her that that's what you want to do. Go ahead and go through it so that you don't be one of them ones that's set up out here and going through all that. Got a dude in my family that goes through hell with his ex and his kids. He's truly the better parent. He will. And because unfortunately because of how the system is set up, for whatever reason, it seemed like they just believe the woman. And I think that's also one of those things with the way this world is changing, is that it's changing with time. These people don't want fathers in the household. They don't want a child to have the father around, because when the father is not around, it leaves a gap open for somebody to come in and do things that they should not be doing to your kids. Prime example is why I got the stories that I have. There was no men around, and the men that was around, they shouldn't have been around. So I think it's the setup. The courts are set up in that way. So hey, TT, how you doing? The courts are set up in that way so that and it is to benefit the women. They want to have them. They want to have them where there's no fathers in the room. And I'm here to tell any guys that's up in here in this room, I don't care what the parents say or whatever. These kids need their daddies in their life. Point blank period. Unless he a violator, if y'all know what I mean, then he need to his kids need him. And whether a kid was father is a violator or whatever, they need a father figure, somebody that's in that way to direct them, or whatever. But I think the court system is set up like that to be on the mother side, unfortunately. I got a one night stand child, right? The girl found me on Facebook. He 5 now. I never been around him but since he was a baby a couple times. What do you wanna be around the kid? It don't matter how many nights you stood up in it. If it's your kid, it's your kid. Whether it was absolutely, dads do matter. It because that's all it take. All it take is a quick second. You get that and it's done. So that's all it take to make one. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter how long it took you to make her. If you know she belonged to you or he belonged to you, they need you. You have something to offer them. You may not want to be, but at someday, you'll look around and be like, at a certain point, they're like your report card in life. You know what I'm saying? How your kids come up and turn out and stuff like that. That's like your report card. You know. Um, his son is 11 and already going down the wrong path on her watch. Dad stays on his behind. Yep. And unfortunately, you got some women that we are nurturers and we don't want to see young men go through certain things because we are women and we think the little boys should be treated like women. And I'm here to tell you that ain't so. And then you be wondering why, like, your boy don't understand and he want to knock you out and all of this stuff right here. They need their daddies. No kids don't need just all nurturing. They need the other side of it too. They need a well balance of it. Yeah, so I just came home last month, did 23 months. Yeah, going through that. I came home, I got to searching for the BM and our son and went through her friend list to find them. Okay, so you doing the work to find them. And then you know, you gotta stay on the outside so that you can be there for them because those things somebody just said it a few minutes ago, those generational curses will want to, if he see you doing that what you just did for them 23 months, um he will think, oh well, let me grab on to that too. So though all of those situations, that want your son, and that's what they want for all of them. They want them to go from the schoolhouse to the jailhouse. That's where they want them to be at. So um and what happened to you in your life for you to end up down that road. It's quick or whatever. So um you're the one that can deter your son and snatch him in another direction. So I found the baby mother. She got she got our son. So I'm telling the mama I want to be in his life. The mama playing hardball, so she let us get FaceTime her side and my side of the family. Um, and I want to say to you, Black, I ain't for sure how to say your first name, but just because you did that, that doesn't knock you from the system. What you can do is you can change. Okay, coffee. All right, straight. Okay, then I don't be wanting to mess up nobody's name. What you can do is you can show that you changed what you was doing to get those 23 months and go in a different direction by having a job. And I'm not telling you to go and work for anybody because there's a whole bunch of trades and stuff. You can go out there and get it yourself. If you can hustle on the streets, you can hustle in so many other different ways and get it the same way. I'm telling you, you can work for yourself if you want to. Show that you changing the direction of the way you lived your life, and you can walk into the courtroom too. You don't have to get full custody or no nothing. I just want some time with my son. Point blank period. And I'm telling you, you can get it. You can get it. Even though we saying like the court working so many other things, if you gotta go in there and just start off by saying, can I get 1 day a week? And roll from that. But get you some time with your family, because in her mind, she could be saying, well, I don't want him around here this person for this reason and that reason. And yes, right now she does have that fight to be able to say that that's why she don't want him to be around you. Only you can show the difference of how I'm moving in life. So yes, and just like Callie said, you have rights just like she does. And first of all, you haven't even had a chance to show her, so she can't take away the chance that you've never had before. You know what I'm saying? So don't give up. Don't give up on it, because your little seed needs you. I'm here to tell you. Um, Courts can deny you access to your kids. She may not be the best parent herself. She may not be. So no one in on his birth certificate. I tell the mama, like, I want to get a DNA test so I can have those to him. Listen, in your case, and let me tell you something. This is not a knock for her or anybody else, because I can be honest and say I've had a one night stand before. I have. But if she'll have a one night stand with one person, and I only did it one time, but how can you trust that she didn't do it with somebody else? And so you don't know unless, like, you looking at him and you like, oh, he looked like me. But then I can tell you another story is that somebody else just went through this whole thing, and I know y'all probably seen it on the internet. Ricky Smiley, it's a whole guy was with this lady and saying, um, this kid was his on supposedly for like 5 months, allegedly, and Ricky Smiley and this guy look like twins, and they got a set of twins. But the kid's supposed to be his own. So you don't know, just because you looking at them and you think they look like you, don't mean they belong to you. So go ahead and get you some tests, and once you get your test and you move to the next thing, then go about trying to get you, because your kid needs you. But the mama said she not willing to let me get the DNA test. Hey, that's when you go to the courts. You can, the same way a woman can walk up in the child support office and all of that stuff right there, so can you. You can make phone calls and do things like that. She don't get the final say. That's what I'm saying. You can go through the courts and use the courts the same way the women do. I am stuck on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aid stuck on me. Lord, I'll be glad when these people on here can grow up. She probably got someone else playing that. Probably Andre watching all my girlfriends think I'm cheating on them. That's sad, Andre. Hey, hi, Jr. Exactly. The twins of Ricky Smiley was around at family birthday parties and all. My baby mother is blocking the DNA test. If she blocking the DNA test, then something must be wrong. Every adult understands that children need both parents. Just by observing life, neglectful parents end up angry. L, that's been the whole conversation right here, is that the kids need both parents, not just one of them, because that ain't gonna do. It's gonna be it. The balance is gonna be way off. If one or the other one is missing, and sometimes one need to be missing because some of these things that parents be having their kids out here doing, like I be so disgusted with some of the stuff that I see on the internet and everything that people think is so cute to be doing with their kids and everything. One of the things that offend me, they got these little new dance trends and all of that stuff where everybody's shaking their ass and everything on here, and then they come and bring their little daughters on here next to them to do the same thing. And I just think, for me, I find that to be inappropriate. Like what are you teaching, and why are you teaching your kid that? Like, I don't understand. It's a lot of stuff. It's not only that right there, but it's a lot of stuff that they be teaching these kids that is just like, to me, it does not make no sense. All of my children think I'm their father. Give me all of my children think I'm their father. Give me a break. I'll sub to you. Thank you, EBT. um she better not come asking for child support when the fake baby daddy finds out he ain't the father. Well, but there are games that's being played out here like that. But I'm telling you, Coffee, you have access to the courts the same way they do. And before she can go down there and tell your story, you talk to the judge your own. You talk to the people your own self. Tell them your own story about how you done did. I'm admitting to, I did X, Y, and Z. I'm trying to do better right now, but I want to be in my kid's life. Point blank. Period. The grandmother had what? Wait a minute. The grandmother has custody and blocking me. I tell her, like, I'm not trying to take him from her. I just want to be in his life. Feel me? She's saying I gotta prove myself to her before she let me be in his life. Okay, Coffee. See, I'm a grandmother too, and I can kind of feel what she's saying. Cause see, she know more about you than I do know. But the part what I don't like is regardless of how she feel, you have to prove something. If she does not allow you to at least come in and then prove yourself wrong or whatever by giving you a chance, what if anything that you do never comes to her standards, where you got to prove whatever to her? Is like, that's one thing. But what if you can never come up to her standards and she decide that you ain't never good enough to be in her grandson's life? There's a consequence for that, because then there's a conversation that later, because this person has to grow up one day, and then when they grow up, there's a whole bunch of situations where these kids grow up and they end up the same energy they was trying to give to you. And while grandma trying to keep him away from you, he could grow up and then be resenting grandma because grandma said, my daddy can't have access to me. And I'm going to tell you, grandparents give kids more things. I'm going to tell you something. When my grandkids when my grandkids used to come and see me, I had all kinds of stuff that I'm going to give to them that I don't do on a regular basis for my kids on a everyday basis, because grandparents are made to spoil their kids and whatever. And for grandma to be raising a daughter's baby, then daughter went wrong some kind of way for the grandma to be raising them. So is she giving her daughter the same smoke that she giving to you? And then I just seen something about them benefits, you know. So I mean, I could talk about this situation yeah, for a long time, but for her to say that you have to prove yourself, and the only way you can prove yourself is by she coming over. I mean, and what is it gonna do? Have you asked her, Coffee, can you prove it to her by at least her letting him? Let's start off with, let's say a hour maybe on Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. You know, maybe 3 days. Let me hang out with him for an hour, 3 days out the week. So then that ain't like relinquishing a whole, like, start small and then try to grow from there. But her saying you gotta prove yourself to her is like, and I just look at it this way. He just as much as yours as it. Listen to, in my opinion, you know, the girls give birth, the women give birth to the babies or whatever, right? But where that seed came from, where did the seed come from? And you can't have that plant without the seed. So he just as much as yours as it is hers. And I can just imagine that when mama wanna come over there and she wanna see baby, she ain't gotta prove nothing. And that ain't the word that I wanted to use, because I can be on both sides of that and play devil's advocate, because you know I gave the grandma a little bit of whatever. But I can guarantee you that, you know, mamas, they daughter be out there all smoked out and leaning all to the side, and then they still open the door and let them come in and steal all of the kids' little toys and stuff and take them and sell them on the street, and then they still get to come back and see them. But then they gonna hold you to a different standard of coming to see your kid, you know. Yeah, you ain't gotta prove nothing to her. That, see, that's see, that's the kind of energy that I be getting. I'm a grandparent too. But it's just like, no, you got all of this smoke for one side or the other, and I bet you ain't giving that kind of smoke to the other. So I'm telling you, sometimes you got to jump over all of their head and go get you some time with your daughter. But if you can work with it with grandma and get her to let me do an hour here and an hour there, because other than that, how you supposed to prove to her anything? But that proving it to her and everything, I don't know about that. Why is he with the grandmother? All right, Callie want to know why he with grandma. Facts. She don't know me. I only had the one conversation with, and she blocked me on Facebook. Mm. Hey Zach, that's why I want the DNA test, so I can have my yeah. Go ahead and ask them. You done found out who they is. You know their names and all of that stuff. Go to the courts. Go to the courts and ask them. Um, yeah, go to the courts and ask them and see what it is. You know, you there's help out there for you, and I don't even want to ask you. I'm in the state of Florida. See, I'm over here in the state of Florida. I kind of know how things work over here. So you know, I don't, you know, I ain't like that all over the world. I want a DNA test before I start proving anything. If it turns out he's not yours, then what? I know that's right. You be done went through all of that trying to prove something to her, and then it ain't even. Yes, say, do you know what a grand? I feel like Granny think I'm trying to snatch her little EBT benefits. I was just listen, and that be one of them things too. This how I'm getting food stamps, and I'm getting a check and everything right here for him. But let me tell you something. If she getting all those things, because the way it work over here in the state of Florida, that if somebody getting benefits or something for the kid, trust and believe they gonna be out there. The state gonna be out there looking for that the biological parent and trying to get something to be able to recoup some of those benefits and stuff that they get. All I'm saying to you, Coffee, beat them to the punch. You ain't got to look for me. I'm right here standing here. The only reason I didn't show up because I was here and now I'm here and I'm trying to get myself together and I want to be a part of my kids' life. So, Mama Love, you are entertaining trolls. I entertain trolls every single night, and they entertain me too. Whatever you do, don't give up trying to connect with you. Um, they're my, they are older. They will know you try. Absolutely, that's another thing up under your belt. Long as you can show and prove that you was trying and everything, and you can probably because let me tell you something. They only got 18 years. In 18 years, hopefully all of them live triple, double, quadruple that time. Um, you'll have your day. I couldn't find the mama, so I looked her up. The state the state court case. She blocked him on FB. I'm in Baltimore. Oh, okay then. Alrighty then. I got some folks over there in that area. They like 2 hours away. Yeah, go to your courts. Go to your courts and talk to those folks and see what can be done for you. Tell them you asking for the blood test. You supposed to be the father of the baby, and so forth and so on. Keep a paper trail. Yeah, keep all of your papers. The state gave a granny custody. That sometimes that and sometimes too the grandma can be saying that she have custody of the baby. The and doesn't necessarily mean that she got custody like they gave custody to the parent. That just means that the child is in her custody. Period. It don't mean that she done went and got all the paperwork and everything and like the child been awarded to her. No, none of that. No, the child is just in her custody. So if you got enough information and stuff to go on to go to the courts. Yeah, so I'm not trying to find myself traveling 2 hours away and she denied me access to him. That's why I'm trying to get the DNA test. Can you do it from um I wonder, do you have to do it? Do you have to file for it over there first? Try and do it. Try and do it from in Baltimore, and only if they tell you that you have to go over there and do it, then you go over there and do it. But try and do it where you are. Start your paper trail right where you at. Go in there and pretend like, well, I ain't know that I have to go such and such and such and such and such. You can walk into a courthouse, go to the clerk's office, and you can ask 5 million questions in there. They'll answer your question and they'll tell you where you need to start from. Well, what if I got this right here and this is going on and this is going on and this is going on? They'll direct you to the right place. Just go in there and start asking questions. You got rights. He's yours. Get a job and shine. Granny may lose him. She may. And then two, if you get to a place and which I truly believe you can get to that place, coffee. Um, what she tried to do to you, don't do it to her. Don't do it. Don't do the same thing to her. And sometimes you got grandmas out here. They want the kid for a meal ticket too. They don't necessarily want to raise their little ass either. They just want to be. They don't want, like you said, they don't want the benefits took away from them. Kelly, I seen one case search. My baby mom and granny taking taking her for child support. Oil up, oil up and feed my grapes. What the heck? Go through legal aid. That's another thing. We have legal aid here too. I mean, yeah, go through legal aid, then you don't have to pay nothing. Go to legal aid and tell them your story. And man, I just got out and I just was in some trouble or whatever. And I don't have the funds to do X, Y, and Z. You gotta use your situation to the best of your abilities. I'm trying to do things the right way, such and such and such, and I need some help to finding out my kid, this, and this. There's there's things I hate that men have to jump through all of these hurdles and stuff to be able to do what it is they do. Well, if she taking the baby mama to child support, see the mama don't even have them, and if the mama don't have, and when the mama don't have them, you are the next of kin, just as sure as that's your blood. So, coffee, I think we just here to encourage you to go ahead and take the leap. Go ahead and get your baby. Most courts would rather the child be with the parent that don't require assistance. Ain't wouldn't that be something that if you can get your kid, cause coffee, I know you got another hustle up under your belt other than what you had going on. It may not be the way that you want to get in, and it may not come as fast as that it can, but you got another hustle up under your belt. Take that hustle and put just as much as work into that as you was with that, and go ahead and get your baby. You in Baltimore. Go ahead and get your baby. Especially you can get him and then you don't need the state's assistance. Grandma might be on the losing end for real. Um, you know us Baltimore's, we don't claim Maryland, but they like in a country small town. You know that all they right there, Baltimore, Maryland, and Virginia, all right there in the circle. I got family over there. I love coming over there to visit. We stayed while the child. What state was the child born in? MD. Cali. We all in Maryland. Ah, the father has rights over the grandma. Hey, Shauna B. Get a court order, visitation, and DNA. Yes, you took the words out my mouth. The court may give the dad custody of the mom is unfit. Absolutely, coffee. You got a whole bunch of all the women's over here is giving you encouragement. Go get that. Go get that baby and stay on the right side. If you want, I can be a moderator for you to shut up. I'll make sure you don't even see the troll. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put the I'm a Kelly used to be one of no, I didn't mean to do that. Kelly, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I made a mistake and hit you should be back in though. Type something in the chat, Kelly, so I can make sure that I put you back in. I ain't mean to. I was trying to touch something else. But yeah, these trolls be really trolling. Plus, he been sending money. Wait, did he say he? Uh, have you ever gave the grandma? Have you ever tried to give the grandma money? That's why the mama telling me she don't want me doing the test. I feel like he her bread and butter. Mm. Well, I'm telling you, if you jump over their head and you go ahead and do it your own self, then you ain't got to worry about that. For the night, you listening to all of this stuff that's going on. I'm trying to tell you something. Trying to tell you something. Trying to tell you something. Go ahead and get it right now. So none of these things you ain't got to deal with right now. You ain't got to deal with it. It's better for you to go ahead and just tell them right from the get go and try and like get it worked out. Let all them kinks work itself out. And let me tell you something. If when she have the baby, and if you show up to the hospital, all of that stuff, if you come there to hold a baby, to see the baby when the baby is born and all of that stuff will fly right on out the window. She'll be just as happy that you there and you showing support right from the get go. All of that stuff get to fly on out the window. It'll be okay. No, the grandma told me she had the last 5 years, and the 4 years the mom was calling, getting mama, getting money from us. Hmm. Oh, and the mom ain't have the baby, and she calling and asking for money from y'all. Hmm. You getting all this from women, mothers, etc. Yeah, you in a group of women that's telling you my baby mama in Florida and I'm in Georgia, so I'm gonna have to burn some gas. Yeah, I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida. Ooh. Well, over here for the night, like I know quite a bit about the Florida system. Well, I done been through it so many times. I've gotten listen, I done been in a situation where um my son's father was coming to our house, feeding them at our dinner table, giving them food, spending, and not saying like, so say like they come when they bring with their kids or whatever, and our kids go to the candy store or something like that. My husband giving them money to go to the candy store or whatever. But there was one point that my son, who was more than capable of being a straight A student. Hey Shakira, he is more than capable of being a straight A student, but he was going to school goofing off, and I wasn't having it. But his dad was like the kind of person, like his dad was like I'm trying to, cuz no, I'm just going to use my words. He was like what I call, he's a wimpy dad. You know what I'm saying? He don't got no backbone or no nothing. So because he ain't on the same side with me, trying to make his son be on the straight and narrow, every weekend he come and he want to take him, and I don't have no problem with him taking him and spending time with him. But if you coming every weekend talking about you finna take him to Busch Gardens and Disney World every weekend, and he ain't doing what he's supposed to do in school, absolutely not. You're not taking him. You're not taking him. So we went through this for about a month, that I didn't allow him to take him because he steady just kept on coming. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me, if he knew that's why I was denying him to take him with him, then stop telling me y'all going to Busch Gardens and Disney and all of that stuff because they had free passes and everything. Don't tell me. Just come and get him for the weekend and then take him wherever you want to. So this went on for about a month. After this month of it happening, they still coming to our house, sitting in the house, chilling, eating food and all kinds of stuff. They came and visit one weekend, and I know that they know full well that they had done went to the courts and everything and filed paperwork. They came over my house on that They came to the house on a Friday, asking can they get him for the weekend. I said no because they couldn't. They wanted to go to Busch Gardens again. I said no. They stayed over there and chilled at our house for probably like 4 or 5 hours. They left there the very next day. The process server came and served the paper. Now they done been over our house. They stayed the weekend in Orlando, came over to our house a couple of days in a row. I guess they was waiting for the process server to serve me in front of them. I was so shocked when them people handed me that paperwork, and I was like, these MFs are sitting up in my house eating my food. My husband spending money on their kids and everything like that, only for me to get served with paperwork. So I went to court. Then we get to court. When they over here in Florida, when they take you to court, you don't go. They don't send you right in front of the judge. The first thing you go and do is you go and see a mediator, right? When you go in front of the mediator was asking me, can he get every question that he was asking me? I was like, give it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him. Everything he asked me, I think he asked me like 9 questions, and I just kept saying, give it to him. He finally got to this point and he was like, well, he gonna income tax time coming, can he claim it? I say, now that he can't have. Out of all this time we done said it, and I say, give it to him, give it to him, give it to him. He had nothing to say. But when I tell him about he can't claim him on his income taxes, he wanted to get rowdy and come up on the table. I say, what you gonna do about it? There ain't a thing you can do about it, because first of all, in Florida, the law is the child have to live with you for at least 6 months out the year, and that ain't happening. So you won't be getting that. The mediator put his hands up to him and told him, hey, she done gave you everything else that you asked for, and she said you can't have it, so you ain't gonna be able to have it or whatever. And I was like, I couldn't be. But he ended up losing himself, because I was one of those kinds of parents that I never went to the court and asked for and he had been on child support ever since he was born. And at this time, he was like 14 years old when we went to court. And because I never asked for a raise or anything like that, like an adjustment of our case or anything like that, he messed himself up, because for 14 years, he was paying $50 a week. Tell me there ain't a man that would want that's all he want. That's all he want to have to pay for his child support was $50 a week. That's all he was paying for 14 years. Never got a raise or no nothing. He jacked his own self up because they jacked his child support up, and he had went from working from a McDonald's to working for the school board. He got jacked up. Jacked up. So he went from paying $50 a week. They jacked his stuff up $200 more. So here you is, you coming over here to try and pull something on me, and the only thing that I was wanting to do was work with him, because our son is doing stuff that he should not be doing. And he didn't want to work with me on that. He'd rather work against me. And what kind of spineless man is that to be coming to sit there and do that, and you can't even have a conversation with me about that? Him and his wife coming there sitting, smiling in my face and going through stuff like that. So I can tell you, I done been you know what? Let me say, I be trying not to like say nothing or whatever, but Lisa Bowles, whoever you is, you got 150 million pages that you can go on where you don't have to see my green paper up here on this wall. But this the green paper you gonna be seeing. And if you don't like it, click that button and get your ass on the hell up out of here. That's all you got to do. Okay. Now you have a good day. Exit your own self out of here so we don't have to. And if you don't, then I got somebody in here. Oops, she already did it. Oops, she already did it. And this ain't a green, this a green screen, my green screen that I made. And it's made out of paper that I got from the Dollar General. I went the very, very cheap way, but it works. If I want to put it up where you can't see my green screen or whatever, I absolutely can do that. But I choose because it ain't even about that. And I come in here and I talk to people the same way I do if I had a pretty background or not. I still talk to people the same way. I bet you one of them ones that wear them lace fronts that have got all your edges snatched out all the way back to here. Yeah. Come in here talking about a dang on green screen. We in here trying to talk to a man about getting his dang on getting his kids, they kids and stuff right. Don't nobody care about this dang on green paper behind me. Nobody. Nobody don't care about that. It's like, I'll tell you, these trolls, though, they be just don't be making no sense at all. And look at that. Got Callie in here, got to use her fingers already that she just got out of surgery. Come on now. Not the messed up lace. Yeah, you know them ones that come in here worrying about little petty stuff like this right here, dang on paper. When we in here trying to be educated and spread some good news and encourage some men to be in their kids' life, you got old bald head, no edges, worrying about a dang on piece of green paper on the wall. That's so stupid. We can tell which one is the youngest. Too grown for that. Yeah. Like, no, too big where better snatch all your edges out than to wear your own hair. Worrying about how somebody gonna see you. Child, please, we don't care about that over here. But anyways, once again, I always come on here and I don't have no idea of what conversation we gonna end up having, because sometimes I come on here, I ain't got no conversation. It's just like I usually be calling it like girl talk or whatever, and I don't be wanting to leave the guys out because I love for the guys to come in and add to the conversation. I think this was a great conversation tonight. And I love being a part of the conversation like that. My only one of my boys have kids. Hey, Terrence from Detroit. Thank you for coming through. Only one of my sons have a son, and he actually has physical custody of him. He hasn't gone to do that right there, but he's had him now for a little bit more than a year. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I understand those struggles. I forgot I gotta be up at 3, y'all. Until everyone else, they gave advice. Thank y'all. Good luck. All right, for tonight, make sure you go on through and follow him, because this was confirmation, I believe, for you. There's no way you came on here to some random strangers and they said to you what your daddy said to you. So just know God put people in your way to give you a word, or give you advice that you've already heard, just for confirmation's sake. Don't slip up on it. You have a good night. Um, Good luck with your situation, Coffee. Coffee gonna go see about by his son soon. Yeah, and I feel like it's going to work out really good for Coffee. To get whatever it is that you need from this situation. Um, and that's gonna be one of the things for the both of the men that was up in here tonight, and not just for the men that was up in here tonight, just for men in general across the world, because I can see there's like an agenda to try and keep men out of their kids' life, and I don't like that. I don't like it. So I'll be sending up prayers for you all on that aspect, that everything works out for the best interest of the kids. We are going to touch and agree, Coffee. God got it working. Amen to that, Shakira. There's one. They say where there's one or two gathered together, there shall I also be. So we got two to agree that's what we gonna do, and there it is. So, and I know we got some other ones that's right on in there with it. So society has been like that forever. Yep. Putting prayer on it. Yeah. So again, I love going with this flow that we have going on. Just come in and we just talk about whatever it is that we gonna talk about, and then we keep it moving. Tonight I think we had a great conversation, and we've been going for an hour and almost 30 minutes. Then y'all know, bless be my sister. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you all for all coming through and chilling with your girl, because you could have been anywhere besides over here with me. And this is the part where I like to say, I always encourage, because I have my own garden and all of that kind of stuff here. I always encourage you to grow. You don't have to go out and do nothing very big and special. If you buy tomatoes, you eat salad and stuff like that, you see those little seeds be left on the cutting board or the plate or whatever you cutting the tomato up on. Instead of raking those tomato seeds in the garbage, go and flake them on the ground outside where you got some sand at, um, and you don't walk in that area that much, and grow your own stuff. Well, coffee, we done tried that before too. It's better if you gonna do it then grow your own stuff anyways. But for me myself, I just quit 5 months ago. So and I'm proud to be able to say that it's good to have not have to have anything to slow your thoughts down. At one moment I felt like I needed it to slow my thoughts and stuff down so that I can think, just have a moment to think and to say the things that I needed to say. And I can say that it helped me in that way. But when God said it was time for it to be through for with me, it was a done deal. But anyways, if that's what you're gonna grow, go ahead and grow it because it grow from a seed too. And so it's a seed. But if you cutting up cucumbers or whatever, there are seeds that's in that stuff you get from the grocery store on the regular that have seeds in it. Throw some down on the ground and start growing you some stuff for your own sake. um I'd rather hear is the weather there's I know a lot of people saying, see, I always talk in that way because in Florida we don't never, it snowed here one time, we don't have some flurries in the sky and since then or whatever. But in Florida you can have winter in the middle of summer and summer in the middle of winter. So you just don't know. But you can grow stuff all year round here. But I like to encourage people to grow your own stuff. And once you know you growing your own stuff, it ain't nothing like you think stuff from the store it tastes so good. Not until you grow your own stuff and do you realize. And I always make whatever I'm growing in the garden, I attach it to the things in life that I'm trying to go and grow through. And I can see the evidence in my garden of me doing that. And so in that way, I always encourage you all. That's the last thing I encourage y'all to do. Because over here we call the high class gardeners. And now they say, what that means, Shauna? How can you be a high class gardener? That just means over here we make sure we grow stuff. But we don't play around with no bugs, no snakes, and no worms. I don't do none of that. They can eat up the whole garden if they want to. I ain't gonna play around with them. And somebody told me to add frogs to the garden because if I find a frog out there, he can have the whole garden too. I ain't worried about that. But we don't deal with people that also show up in those forms, like those trolls that was coming through here with no edges tonight. We don't deal with them kind of folks over here. But over here in this chat, you able to speak your words as long as they respectful. We can have a good time over here. But the minute you cross those boundaries, you have to be done and over with over here in this area. And I love when people come over here and have conversations. But you all, that is it, and that is all for tonight. This is Life with Tashana, where life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Go on, get them children. Go on, y'all men, and get your children. Prayers up to you all. Y'all have a great night.